Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about B2. And again, I'm not going through all questions, but I'll just choose some, talk about them. And then I'm going to analyze the article. Okay, now, question 52. So, backlash. So, if you know backlash, and then it is easier for you to understand the meaning of backlash. So, that is backlash. Backlash is about the strong bad feelings coming back. So now the same backlash is the strong bad feelings towards the technology. So it's always nice to learn a few more words, but it depends on your extensive reading and your lexicon, your database of vocab. This one, again and again, some of you use ing form is wrong, because original sentence should be Netflix was founded. But to shorten this sentence, you can skip the subject and also you can skip the auxiliary verb. You can skip them. Yeah, you can skip them. Then founded. Just keep the key verb, PP over there. Not founding. So please remember that it's a piece of fact. It was done in the past. So it was founded, then just keep founded. Remember it. Another thing, number 2, I would like to highlight is that because we have the key verb over there, has gone many challenges for decades. So the next one, to combine two sentences together, we have the key verb over here already. And then usually we don't have another key verb here. We use present participle to link up two sentences. You see ing form again to link up sentences there. ing form. In case you don't understand, then I just eat more. Transform from a video rental service to an entrepreneur. So now, cause you can't just simply comma without any cause or effect or link. So you can put and, you can put, but you can't see and over there. So in this sense, the better way to link up ideas, present participle, moving. So I hope that it helps you understand reading. It's not just reading, but also can help writing as well. So, paradoxical. And some students fail to answer question 70 because you don't know the meaning paradox. 這個謬誤 paradox. So make sure that some keywords you should know not just in Chinese, but also the English one. So whenever we talk about the paradox, they give me the contrast. So over here, definitely is the contrast. Why dissonant valuation? Well, it seems that quite okay in the short term, but in the long run, that's a problem. Okay, over 71, line 61. What does it mean? Well, let's check it out. Line 61. What does it mean? It would hollow out support for. Okay, the question is about what does it mean eat? Eat refer to. Okay, we read it. The long-term risk for Netflix, paradoxically, backlash has been driven partly by fears with a threatening competition, but something suspect that Netflix harbors ambitions to monopolize TV. Such a move would concentrate enormous amounts of cultural power in the hands of few algorithms. It would hollow out. Yeah. So definitely it's about such a move. Then the next question is that what does it mean such a move? It's such a move to monopolize TV. So it is not ambition. Surely it has ambition to do so, but we are talking about the word eat. So you have to be very careful is about Hollowell support for public service broadcasters. So you have to read the whole and then you understand what's going on. Well, now, what about you try to analyze the article, get the gist of the articles, then we won't get sidetracked. You have to get the whole picture first. And now we try to redo the whole steps. Well, this time the title also tells us the keywords Netflix. That's something we know nicely. And paragraph 1, not just talk about Netflix, but all kinds of big firms around the world. All but one, Netflix. Clear exception. Compare with other giants. And later we move on. Netflix. Maybe we can see what are the topic sheets. Elicit extreme conflicting reactions. Investors love them. Okay, for their growth. Surely for the shareholders, the share price. Without them to power its growth, the stock markets would have fallen this year. But the techlash has also entangled the digital giants in all manners of controversies, from data abuse, okay, remember this, from, to tax avoidance, all kinds of problems. That's why politicians love to hate them. So they help make big money, they help Americans make big money, help the stock markets get money, win money, maybe even the writer as well. So they're part of the problem and also part of the solution. That's why the politicians love to hate them. They cause lots of problems like data abuse, the tax avoidance somehow is not fair to the public as well. They make so much money, but how can they just run away taxes? All but one, Netflix, soaring share prices, but at the same time positive, right? And negative, lots of suspicions around. Oh, over here, people just you naively copying founding, but this word founding here is a noun. You can't directly copy a noun over there, so be wise. And it has morphed. Okay, so over here, this is the key verb, but in your exam paper, so that one, okay, over here, it's not the key verb anymore. So the exam setter deliberately moved this key verb into the second one. It's not the key verb anymore. So now you have to be very careful. So over here is the key verb, but as the second one in question answerable, you have to change it into ing form, or we call it present participle. Be careful. So from a company DVD rental service to a streaming giant around the world. And entertainment output. So if you are using Netflix service, you understand what it means. Exceeds all kinds of TV networks around the world. Even far larger than any Hollywood studios. Its production is terrible. And its production is worldwide. So Hollywood, just Americans. But when you talk about Netflix, there are different kinds of Netflix. Netflix original series, it can be original Netflix, and you see South Korean's original Netflix, or Japanese as well. And particularly because of the COVID-19, all this favors the rise of Netflix. People just enjoy streaming movies at home rather than going to theaters, or they're not allowed to go to theaters anymore. Well, and here talks about, generally speaking, how many hours do people watch it a day. So I found that the word transformation seems repeated again and again, right? Because at least we have these two words, right? Morph, transform. So it do talks about, and then you see it does talk about the transformation of Netflix in this sense. So are there any lessons for other media firms? What can the rest of the giants learn from its success? Okay, the topic shift, because we have the subtitle, then we know the shift is talking about why Hollywood is dying, and in this sense telling us why Netflix is flourishing. Deal making, source of extra revenue. So all these traditional movie makers, 21st Century Fox, conventional entertainment firms, however, remember the word though, you put it at the end, it means however. So also follow Netflix's lead and use the internet to offer customers lower prices and more choices. Now the funny thing is that they are going to offer customers new movies, plus they let the customers choose the time to watch and the time to rewatch. As I said, that's the rule changing, and also changing education most likely, because if you have been spoiled in this way, maybe in education you also get used to it. You have to choose what you want to learn, when you can learn, and how much you can learn. So from Mexico to India, okay, for all kinds of thing watchers. So when you talk about the taste clusters, they explain here already. So expert use of data categorizing the individual user preferences. So we call these clusters. Then they can be served up different shows in different users. So after talking about the conventional entertainment firms, then what about other techs they can learn? Facebook, Google. Unlike Facebook and Google, Netflix has steer clear views. Okay, I think most of them copied clearly and nicely. I don't need to mention it. Just pure entertainment. So you know the scandal for fake news? There's lots of fake news on Facebook or around Google, but sometimes Facebook can manipulate that itself and then just take down any news they don't like and then label them fake news. So that's why I say, who fact check the fact checkers? That's my claims all the time. And one typical news is that is about it can help heal COVID, and then the Facebook or YouTube, they will take it down. But the point is that the Japanese scientists did a research, and then over for 30 years, and then recently just conducted another research on positive impact over COVID. But you know what YouTube said, and Facebook said, and also Twitter? They said that these Japanese scientists know nothing about that. Japanese created it 30 years ago. It proved safe, and then now it proved also works to deal with COVID. But Facebook just labeled it fake news. Well, who is spreading fake news and misinformation? Okay, lastly, another topic shift is about House of Cards. So, of course, we talk about lots of positive stuff, and then one of the questions is about what does it mean, House of Cards? Then, if we keep on reading, it should be something bad. We talk about the backlash. We talk about reasons, the doubt. Okay, we talk about the risk. So all this should be about the negative stuff of Netflix or the potential problems of Netflix. So for the evaluation, we talk about already. Yeah, is optimistically valued. Yeah, Jesus will stock. Then Sherwin is the Netflix. So funny. Wow, it is still not getting revenue at all. It's just accumulating more and more debt annually. So it keeps on running because it keeps on borrowing money. Well, but at the same time, it's still getting more and more world subscribers. That's the game of the rules. But competition is more intense. Now we have the Disney Plus, so I think Netflix may get into trouble. So let's see. But accurate. That means certain risks are true. Still facing competitions. Okay, there's such a move monopolized TV we talked about already. We lose his support, reducing their audience. So, to keep all parties happy, competitions is coming. You can't run away from competition that easily because you can't monopolize. As we say, um, I think when the writer wrote this, Disney Plus is not around yet. And now Disney Plus is coming, so it proves that the writer is right. Competitions definitely coming and no substitution at all. And there are negative comments as well. So I think that's it. Hope you like it.